Hi Year 3, hope you're all okay today. Happy Wednesday. Today is our last spelling learning episode focusing on our rule for this week. Tomorrow you will have your common exception word spelling session with Mrs. Weston. So let's just remind ourselves what our rule is. So we are learning to add the suffixes ed, er, est and ing to root words that end in y. If we are adding ed, er and est, we change our y to an I, well done, before adding the suffix. But if we're adding on ing, we do not need to change that y. We just add on our suffix. So we're going to now look at some spellings and think about what is the correct way to spell the new word when the suffix is added on. So, for example, we have our root word there, cry, and we're adding on the suffix er. What is the correct new spelling? Is it A, B, or C? I'm just going to put my camera onto the whiteboard so that we can look at the answer together. So let's see if you're right. Is it A, B, or C? Our root word is cry. So we're going to start to write the root word. When we get to our Y, we need to think about what suffix we're adding on. We're adding on ER, so I need to change that Y to an I before adding on my suffix. Our new word is crier. The correct answer was D. Well done if you got that correct. Next one, we've just got two to look at. So our root word is reply. We're adding on the suffix ing. What is the correct spelling of that new word replying? Is it A, B, or C? Let's have a look. Our root word is reply. I'm going to start to write that root word. I'm going to check the suffix that I'm adding on before I write my Y. I'm adding ing, so I don't need to change that Y to an I. I just add on my suffix. The correct spelling was A. Great job, Year 3. So today, Wednesday the 3rd of March, we are learning to know and apply the rule for adding a suffix when the root word ends in Y, and we're getting so great at this. How old learning is retrieved and why, so that we can write our own sentences today, including our spelling words from our spelling list. So let's have a little think about when we use these different suffixes. Because in order to use them in sentences that make sense, we need to know when to use these types of words. When we are adding on the suffix ed to our root words, we are creating past tense verbs. For example, cried means I cried in the past. When we're adding on the suffix ing, we're creating present tense verbs, things that are happening now. Crying means I am crying now. When we are adding on er and est, we are comparing nouns. For example, the chips were tastier than the burger. I have used tastier to compare the burger and chips. The milkshake was the tastiest. I'm using est, tastiest, to compare the milkshake to the other items in the meal. Okay? Here are some examples from yesterday's paragraph that used words with our spelling rule in. There was lots of traffic, so I was very worried we wouldn't get there. So here is our spelling word, worried. It has been used to show that the child was worried on their way to the beach. That happened in the past. It was the tastiest ice cream. Here, our spelling word uses the suffix est. It was the tastiest ice cream. It was the most tasty ice cream the child had ever eaten before. Okay, we're comparing that ice cream to other ice creams that had been eaten before. It was yummier than chocolate. Okay, so yummier is our spelling word. It uses that suffix er that compares nouns. We're comparing the ice cream to the chocolate. The ice cream was yummier than chocolate. I'm not sure whether Miss McCabe would agree with that. Chocolate always wins for me. And finally, now we are back home. I am playing snakes and ladders with my brother. Playing is our spelling word. It uses the ing suffix. It's showing that the child in that moment was playing snakes and ladders with their brother. It was happening at that moment. Okay. Now today, what you're going to do is use our spelling words, our example 8 spellings, to create your own sentences. So what you can do is say your first spelling, then turn your spelling list over and try to use that word in a sentence, trying to remember how to spell it. I'm going to show you one example before you have a go at that now. So here you can see I have covered up my first spelling. I can remember that that first spelling is fluffiest. Okay. So now what I need to do is think of a sentence that uses that spelling fluffiest. We know that fluffiest is used to compare nouns, okay? And it's to say that something is the most of something. So something needs to be the most fluffy. It's the fluffiest. I know that this is an adjective, okay? So I need to think of something that's fluffy. What's the fluffiest thing or fluffiest noun I can think of? I know that today I needed to put on my fluffiest jumper because I was really cold this morning. I got used to the sunshine at the weekend and then I was really chilly and I thought, you know what, I need to put on my fluffiest jumper. Out of all of my jumpers in my wardrobe, I want to put on the fluffiest one. So there's my sentence. Today, always remembering my capital letter. Now this is my adverb, it's telling me when. So fronted adverb, so I'm putting my comma there. Today, I wore my, oh, it's the spelling. Remember the rule, Miss McCabe? Fluffiest. My root word is fluffy. I'm adding on est. I'm not going to write the Y in the root word. I need to change it to an I before adding est. Today, I wore my fluffiest jumper because it was cold outside. Full stop. Today I wore my fluffiest jumper because it was cold outside. My sentence makes sense. Now I'm going to check that I spelt my spelling word correctly. Moment of truth. Oh, I just need to change that. There. Moment of truth. F-L-U-F-F-I-E-S-T. Well done, Miss McCabe. So that's your task for today, everybody. Can you write some sentences, including our example 8 spellings? You're testing yourself. Make sure you cover up those spellings and check that you can spell them correctly. Ready for our test next week. Well done, everybody. See you soon. Bye.